Hi. Okay, so last time we quickly discussed the changes to the use state and what we're going to try and do there. So yeah, this is videos about that. So we're gonna try and fix the use state error that we're getting from ESLint. So we're gonna look for use state. So we're gonna be trying to fix this. Okay. Now for some reason my ESLint is not working. Okay, so just FYI, I found out why that is. So why we need to do this. So essentially because of if I do I plus plus and then I do something like J, essentially I end up with, and let's say I starts with 20, and this goes 2021, and then this starts with 2022, right? Okay, there we go. There's the. So if I do this, then I is then starts off with, let's say, I becomes 21 and then J starts 22. But the moment I do this, not that, I do this, then that's kind of automatic in JavaScript, right? So, and then the J++ becomes a statement. So J gets incremented instead of I. So there's kind of that sort of uncertainty that the ESLint is trying to avoid by saying we can't do that. We have to use this way because this way ESLint or JavaScript is a bit more certain about what we're trying to accomplish. So now we've got our ESLint back. Now we can look at what's going on here. So we need to do an initial form state. So we need to do and then what we need to do is we need to say, okay, well, now form state is going to be use state, and it's going to be initial form state. And then this is going to be a getter and then a setter. Right, and then what we want to do is we want to say, okay, well, this is now initial form state. And then this is going to be the input item. And that's going to be default value. I can probably then get rid of that check because we're only doing the default. Okay. Come on. Okay, so let's see. Why is this thing complaining? Okay, so the other thing that we probably need to do just quickly is do the default value. So it's going to be default value is going to be empty. This default value is going to be empty. This default value is also going to be empty. This is going to be empty. It would be interesting to see what it does with the radio boxes. Okay, let's see. So we got default value there, there, and there. Okay, so we got default value. This is false. Let's see if we try to compile what happens. Okay, so it's complaining on 4.8. Duplicate binding, so we don't want that form state, we want over here. So, and the set form state is read but never used. So where does form go? Okay, so form goes up here. So this is update. Or set form state equals and then form group needs a set form state as well. So this is going to be set form state. So set form state is never used. So what we need to do is we need to then pass through state to the subgroup. So part of what we're probably going to end up doing a little bit later is maybe refactoring this and then try to use the context API to pass through the form stuff. At least do the input builder. Okay, let's see. So we've got set form state on the. So what we need to do now is we need to do the OnChange method for updating individual forms. So what we're going to do is we're going to go form update input and then we're going to do the name of the input field and the new value, and then let's make this a bit more descriptive. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to say, okay, well, const new form state is the form state, comma, input name, new value, something like this. And then I need to have set form state over there, and then do a set form state and then say new form state and then close that up. Okay, so now we need to call it. So we're going to say, okay, well, so we've got our V over there. We've got form update input over there. We've got the form input name dot name and then V and then the rest goes. And then this needs to go to just about every one of these. Although I am quite interested to see what the error is still. Let's see. So, okay, there we go. That's the problem. Okay, cool. Let's see what happens if we do this. Okay, so OnChange is not a function. Okay, so let's see. So OnChange is not a function. So let's see. input name is declared but never used. So that's the input name. No. So Unchanged is not a function. So this is for passwords and text fields. Okay, so that's why that was breaking. So I do need to finish up this stuff. So because it's quite rightfully complaining, saying it's not a function. Okay, so that breaks quite horribly. Let's see if we can find out why. Okay, so got a label. Attempt to destroy non-iterable instance. Order to be iterable, non-array must have a symbol that iterate. So it looks like might be that. Attempt to destroy non-iterable forms. Submit form. Okay, so our problem is over here. So that's the form data that we get back. So form data we get from form state. So the big question is then, what does form state look like? Form state is an array of stuff. Okay. So form data, form state, keys, form. Okay. So form state has a set of keys. Form data is empty, so form data gets set to form state. Okay. So this is not an array anymore. So what we should be getting back is that. If I go over here, input name test. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. So the problem by the looks of it is that input name is treated as text, but what we want is we want that input name to be the name of the variable. Which I don't think it's that. if there's a way to JavaScript to do this. Or in TypeScript. To do that. Because the other thing what we can do is we can try and do this. Or we say, okay, well, the new form state input name equals new value. I think so. Okay, so interesting. So I've got the new form state. That value is being updated. We're printing it out. We're setting the form state, which means it should be getting a new state from the form. So that means what we need to do is form state input name, think something like that. And then we just need to apply it to the text box down here because that's what changes. And fix that problem. So what we need to do is we need to then copy this value to all the other places. Can I have a look at that, what that error means just now? Component is changing uncontrolled. Okay, so that's stuff that we need to put back. So let's see. So payment method. Yeah, so the payment method didn't update. So that's because what we did is we set the default value for radio buttons as well. So we need to take the default value off of radio buttons. So I need to say if the type is radio, then don't set the default value. So if input item dot value doesn't equal radio, set the value. So I want to see what the credit card says now. Okay. Ah, okay, that's why. What I should actually do is check as the value. So I actually change the default value just to value. Will you refresh? Okay. So we have a only for initial form state. So the problem with the radio boxes is the value is not going to be the, it's one place where it's not going to be that. That's going to still be the form input. Output that. Okay, cool. So we got that sorted again. We should now be able to say true country. Okay, so we need to put back the select box list. And that should be yeah. Country 2. Weird that it's called country 2, but oh well, there we go. Okay, so yeah, the country 2 is still because we've got this mapper object down there. So I actually want to take the mapping out. I also want to do change the URL out. Just so we actually do have a list of actual countries. So no countries that are cool. So that's sorted. Let's see. So we can do the text changes. We can do the radio box changes. We can do the drop down changes. We can do country line 1. We can do that. We can do password changes. Shipping true. One ticket, what happens? False. Credit card. Just pay with Apple Pay. Okay, cool. So that's got refactored. So let's see. So that's all the ESLint and errors and stuff cleared, I think. So that's sweet. So yeah, cool. That's sorted then. So on the next one, we're probably going to start breaking this up into different files and then also migrating this stuff to TypeScript. Peace out.